Headed down to the compost pile with my scraps from a little bit of tomato sauce processing today. So I wanted to show you what all that looked like, as promised from the last video. So here we are at the compost pile. What we have here isn't nearly as big of a loud airplane noise problem that we have at the farm. Okay, here we are at the home compost piles. As you can see, not nearly as big of a setup as that we have at the farm, but this is perfect for what we need to do here in our home garden. I wanted to show you what we do. It's so simple. Like I mentioned, we don't stir or turn our home compost at all. We just put our raw vegetable scraps from the kitchen on top. Any organic matter that comes out of the house goes right on there, and then we just add some leaves that we collect around the neighborhood. The neighbors rake them up, and instead of composting them in their yard, they put it out in bags, so we pick up the bags and bring them here. If you don't have readily available leaves in your area, you can check out chipdrop.com, I think, or getchipdrop.com, where arborists that cut down trees, you can sign up and they'll bring you a big load of wood chips if you have a place for them to dump it. You could also go to a sawmill and get sawdust there. That's a great source of brown material for your compost pile if you don't have enough to compensate for all the green that you're putting in there. But it's pretty simple. We just dump our stuff on top, add an equal layer of brown material on top of it, nice and thick, and we let it sit for a year. That's it. And at the end of the year, this is what we have left over. There's a soup bone on here. That's probably a dog bone. I don't think that came out of our kitchen. But what you have coming out of it is really, there's a little bit of big stuff in here, but the leaves break down almost completely, and you're left with this fine soil compost material that you can use to plant directly into and amend your soil. There are a lot of great resources for compost out there. The one I can highly recommend best is to check out Charles Dowding's YouTube channel. He's a pretty famous no-dig gardener from England, and he has an awesome compost pile set up. The way he processes his compost is applicable for both a production gardener and a home gardener, or even if you're just looking for a place to not fill the landfill with your food scraps or have stinky trash cans. His or this is the way to do it. Put a little pile in your backyard, make sure you have plenty of brown material on it, and just let it sit there. The thing about compost and getting that organic matter in your soil, what are you trying to accomplish with that? We talk a lot about soil microbiology and how to increase the diversity of that in your soil. But why do we want to do that? Yes, these bacteria release things that we could go into great detail about that help your plants. But what you really have to just think about is everything poops. And if you put stuff in your soil, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, or till it, so you break up the soil structure that is there, which creates the perfect environment for soil microbes, earthworms, nematodes, small beetles. All of those things are really important to your soil. And they all need something to eat. All of those things need a carbon source. And a lot of times that carbon source comes from what's in your compost. Once they're done eating it, they poop. And that's what's so great for your soil.